Oh, Cletus. All right. What is happening? Restoration Nation, Restoration Rebels. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Andy McCabe. That's Joe Spears. And this is the Restoration Rebel Roundtable for the 11th of July, 2024. What a crazy, crazy year. It's gone. It's like the only bright spot is we had a freaking hurricane last week.
And the best thing on the news from that hurricane that I've heard is that literally the Dallas or the power company is so screwed up down there that people have to use Whataburger app to figure out if they're going to have power or not.
Hey man, it's what's that? Is it the Waffle House Index? That's a thing. That's a thing. All right, so before we get too far down the road, I'm excited to present the if I have Joe present the Millennium Falcon today. It's so good. It's so good. But we got to do the do first. Here we go. All right, this is the Rebel agreements. Agreement number 1, I will protect the value of my services. Offering free services only serves to erode the value of similar services industry-wide. Agreement number 2, I will practice incredible transparency. I will explain the claim process to my client. I will not hide pricing details or falsify reports. I will never communicate with an adjuster without also communicating with my client. Number 3, I do not believe in competition. The restoration companies in my market are part of my community, and I will be an active member of that community. It is our unbreakable unity that will create the change that we strive for. And agreement number 4, I am willing to walk away from any project, client, or contract that is not compatible with my values and stated mission. No relationship is worth losing money, sleep, or my humanity. And I can't find the off button. There it is. There's the off button. Real quick, I had a great conversation with a fellow rebel, Ed Cross, and a state representative from a state that I'm not going to name. The reason I'm not going to name it is because I think there's a real opportunity to create and then get past a first in the nation legislation specific to property damage insurance stuff, and I don't want to mess it up. So I don't want to give anybody any idea what we're working on, but Ed Cross was there. It was great to see him. Ed, if you're listening, great to see you. I'm looking forward to, I think the RIA AGA committee, the Advocacy and Governmental Affairs Committee, is going to take a driving role in this particular set of legislation that's hopefully going to go to this particular state to be voted on in January 2025. But it's exciting. I've got the first couple drafts of this legislation on my desk, and we're going to work through it as a team. Ed, me, and another restorer. I won't name them because I don't want anyone to know. I don't want to give anything away because I believe this is super important. And if the powers that be had any inkling of where this was coming from, they could, probably try to head it off at the pass. But mark one up for the good guys, the RIA, Ed Cross, AGA, and if we can do this in this particular state, we can do this in every state. And as Ed said today on this meeting, we had this senator on a Zoom call. He said, if this goes through, this has a potential to affect billions of dollars in insurance monies, dollars. So awesome. Just wanted to mention that. So again, Ed, thanks for being there, man. Thanks for being Thanks for doing what you do. All right, here we are. Oh man, I'm so excited. What? How do you want to introduce this? First off, we got to give credit, right? We got to give credit for this beautiful sketch of the Millennium Falcon that was done
by Rob Code. He is the
Rob Code.
He's the one that trains all the trainers over at Xactimate.
Train the trainer. Okay.
I was able to get a copy of this here to show off because it is a thing of beauty. And when everybody complains and says, "Oh, sketching is hard,"
sketching's hard.
Sketching is too much. I want everybody to understand that.
What's up, Mr. Eamon?
You've never sketched
Eamon over there on the East Coast, man. Hope you guys are staying dry over there. You guys are gonna get it. I'm gonna predict that South Carolina gets hit this year by a storm of significance. So, all right.
So
where are you at, Joe?
There we go.
So it's gonna be awesome.
So, as you can see here, it's a
bunch of... shoot! I'm sorry. I've got it. I'm controlling it. There it is. Okay, this is just the one level floor plan. Look at that sexy beast.
Floor plans, and all together, when you put this all together, you get. Oh, hang on, all levels.
Gotta do all. OMG!
And
look at that thing.
My favorite part is that he was able to make the guns using reference blocks. And if you actually go into the layer here on the ribbing here, you can actually see that he turned. These are all reference blocks. This is just a reference block.
Cockpit
with and the properties on here. You can see that they just angled it, sloped it a little bit, and he drew. But he was able to design buttons in here and levers.
Look at that.
I mean, if there ain't, I mean, he's the best of the best and all when it comes to this program for a reason, which and it's amazing. But yeah, like it's like you can see here's the table where they're playing the chess at. I'm surprised he didn't put X or black and white on there, but these are all just reference blocks, guys. Like you can do all kinds of things.
How long do you think this took him?
I don't even want to know. I don't even. Like I said, I still want to know where he got the measurements to reference from, or if he just kind of like if he's like a Lego mad genius and was like, "I got this." I mean, he made the satellite dish. I mean, he even added the colors to it. I mean, it's a thing of beauty.
Okay, so what makes up the gray? Are those just colored reference blocks? What is that? What's the hole made out of? Okay, those are rooms.
These are all flat roofs.
Oh, those are roofs. Oh, hey, all right. So are they sub roofs or are they all individual roofs?
Hang on.
Oh, it's gonna choke on that one.
Nah, my computer can handle it. It's just gonna take a second for it to transfer over. It won't crash. Hang on. Come on.
As of today, the Rebel group is sitting at.
Yeah, they're all individual roofs.
OMG.
168. I see 168 there. Wow. I mean, granted, there's no reason to merge all the roofs together, really. I mean, but yeah, it's just a bunch of roofs, and then he clicked on boxes, and under the properties here, he chose different color aspects of it to go with what he wanted it to be. And different, like that's an area box there. This is a roof with normally it's a green area box. Instead, he made it a maroon area box. I mean, the one thing that I'm more amazed than anything is that how good of a circle this came out to be. Because this is a room.
How many walls is that? So that's a room with four walls.
Just four walls, but he was able to get it almost perfectly round. Usually mine doesn't come out that well when I try to do it.
I hate round rooms. I hate them.
But like I said, I mean, to take your boxes and like you can't even see all the boxes this way here. He just made boxes in a row, and then had to go in here in 3D and angle them to make little hallways.
Look what Eamon says they did a hover scan. I don't think so, Eamon. I don't think this is a hover scan.
No, this was back. He's had this for a long time.
It's been a couple years, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think Matterport was out at the time when he did this here. But it's just layer upon layer of roofs, flat roofs in different angles and making holes up in it.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Here's the interior that he designed of the ship without all the hallway tunnels in it. Just the where'd it go? But that's there's all your hallways. And I'm sorry, that right there, a nice circle room or doorway is impressive.
Forget it. How do you even do that?
So
I don't know how to do that. I could do an arched, but I couldn't do the.
That's a barrel.
Is it a window?
Let's see here.
Barrel roof. Okay. What is that? How do you? Let's dig into that. See, we can't see can't see the properties when it comes. We can't see the property window, but
it says shape is round. I guess you just got to have a round enough opening in it.
Window?
No, it's just a missing wall that he set up to be round.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right, let's. Can we put shag carpeting in the Millennium Falcon?
Oh, I'm sure we could.
Can we drop some shag in there?
Ooh.
Do you have your property set up where?
Hang on. I might crash myself if I do this here, but we're gonna try to see something real quick. This is all under classic mode. I want to see what this looks like under textured mode now.
Oh yeah, that might kill it, but let's do it anyway. Oh. It's gone.
I'll let you know once it. Oh, hang on.
Hey, can you stream this to the group? I couldn't figure out how you did that last time.
Oh, I shared it to my company page and then I shared it to my group.
Yeah, just so you guys know, the Facebook and its infinite wisdom won't let us stream into groups anymore for some reason, but we can do it from a page to a group for some reason.
Hang on, give me 1 second here.
But if you guys are curious, these are always live on YouTube and they're up there forever. I'm going to start packaging these and putting them into a podcast.
All right, so let's see here. And then this is
yes. Yes, Eamon. Let's decontaminate the Falcon.
But okay, I got it moving now, so that's good there. Let me open this back up here. All right, so present, share screen, entire screen. There we go. So now that if I do properties, you should be able to see.
Yep.
There we go. Yep. So with the textures on.
I think even more better.
Yeah, it does. And then
okay. Oh, he's got some sort of tile floor in there. All right.
Yeah, it looks like it's just, you can go in here and go to tile and choose what tile you want. And
look at that.
This is the 90s version when it was a Pizza Hut when it was a Pizza Hut at first. But yeah, you can go through this here, and my favorite thing is that since these are all rooms here, these are all just rooms in here,
with missing walls. Okay,
with missing walls. Here's what I can do. Watch this, guys. All right, so let's just do. We're going to go up here to the whole thing here. So WTR DHM. The volume divided by, it was a category class. What class is it? Is it class 2 or 3?
Well, it's mostly metal, so
we'll say class 2. So divided by 50.
2. Yep.
766.22 ppds. Hang on, round up, and then divide that by our extra large DHU of 159. Needs 5 DHUs to drive the Millennium Falcon out. If it was air movers, round up. Round up. It's F floor divided by 50 to 70 square feet, plus 1 per room. And even though these are all like sub rooms and stuff, I'm going to say, let's say it's a total of 6 rooms overall in the thing there. And if you were flood cutting it all, you wouldn't have any 18-inch offsets. So you would need 160 air movers.
Okay.
HEPA, let's see, HEPA, VAL, or no, HEPA VAS detailed floors plus walls and ceilings. That ain't that much, only 7,600 square feet.
How many square foot is the Millennium Falcon? Square foot of floor. Yeah. 7,000 square foot? All right, so this thing isn't to scale. It can't be.
No.
Well, no, this is oversized. Turn on your measurements. Let's see. Because we know that's roughly about as wide as stairs.
That's 8 foot tall.
It is? That's 7,000 square foot? Oh, I guess. Well, that's including.
Well, that's all this floor here. Here, hang on. Let's try something different. Hang on.
Yeah, you're on the right level.
No, I'm on the main. I'm on the entire property of it. Let's try something else.
Oh, yeah. Is it main level or?
Yeah, we'll just do the main level here because we don't care about the gribbings and all that.
What is a greebling?
The accoutrements, the extras, 4,830. 4,800 square feet.
That sounds about right.
Still 100.
And then some of that's engine space and things like that. But what I didn't see, Rob, if you're listening, I didn't see the lower gun turret. I didn't see that. I saw the upper. I didn't see the lower. So disappointed. Look at that sexy beast.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I give that man credit. Like I didn't even know I could make reference blocks be angled to turn them into chairs.
Let alone suspend them in air. I mean, how do you even? Yeah, how do you do that?
I'm trying to get zoomed in on here. You take a block and you set it up, and then you go down here to where it says slope, and you set it at a 30-degree slope, I guess, and then you just raise it up and down until you get it to right where you want it to be at. And he's
got those rings, got blocks on top of blocks.
Yeah, it's just lower the block up and down until you get it right where you want it at. But that there, dude, I don't even want to know how long it took him to do the little punching buttons right there. Like that's insane. So, like I said, you can. Now it's my goal to find like an old school, like from the 70s, one of those like Enterprise D handbooks where they taught everybody how to draw or like all the measurements of the Enterprise, and then I will try to do that. Like, because like look at that, these are just little boxes overset on top of another. Here's an area box, and then another area box with a different color, and you just got to go through here and
Yeah, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to do the command level of the Enterprise D.
Yeah.
The bridge, captain's quarters.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm such a nerd. If I actually had like blueprints and stuff, I would totally try to do it.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All right, let's talk. Why is this important? Why are Joe and I freaking out so much about this? Well, A, sketching is hard. But B, sketching is the foundation of any Xactimate bid. It just is. Everything starts with a sketch. And if your sketch isn't accurate, if your sketch is off, your whole thing's going to be off. Yes, you could put all the materials in manually, but what's the point? If you're doing that, you shouldn't sketch at all. So the beauty of having a dialed sketch is it's so hard to argue with, because it's either correct or it's not. Right? That's why we like. I think we were mentioning before we came on the fact that there's no need to hand sketch exteriors anymore, really, because we have such good tools out there.
Hover and Eagle View.
Hover, Eagle View. Who else is out there? Hover, Eagle View, and something else.
I mean, there's Roofer. I mean, I don't, but I think only Hover and Eagle View are actually incorporated into ordering through Xactimate right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know, and I mean, I get it that for a roofer, if you're a roofer only and that's all you do, you don't need to know how to sketch. You really don't. You don't. Even if you order the Eagle View, you're not going to put the sketch in. You're just going to hand type the measurements in and say, there you go. And I get that.
Yeah.
But you know, a good sketch, you know, pennies do add up over the year, obviously. But beyond that, if you have a good sketch, the amount of work you have to do overall for the documentation process of the project is significantly decreased, because if I got the right measurements for the room, all you gotta do is say, I removed all baseboards. That's all I need, you know. And I've had clients before, they send us over a bedroom. It's 12 by 12, which is 144 square feet. But their technicians don't know how to do math, and they write it's 140. And I had to spend an hour looking at all the photos trying to figure out, did they leave 4 square feet behind, or did they just?
Where's the 8 square foot? Where are we at?
You know, I had a client the other day. They were wanting to replace baseboard, or no, they were doing a bulkhead, and they were like, "We need 385 square feet of bulkhead," and I'm like, "It's a 2-foot bulkhead around the perimeter of this building. It was only 299 square feet."
You mean like a stem wall?
Well, they were doing I don't know why I said a bulkhead. They were doing the soffit around the house.
Okay.
And they told me that they were 385. They need 385 square feet of soffit, and I was like, well, because this is 16 inches on this side, and it's 12 inches on the rakes, you know, and all. So you're all, you know, and it was only 300. I was like, where are you getting? You're gonna have to justify this other 85 square feet of soffit you're gonna have to do. I was like, you guys realize like that's almost a 25% increase over this estimate.
Yep.
And I mean, it's one of the things that if you know I took all the baseboard off and you trust your measurements, you don't have to put that on a measurement. I can't stand when people put on their 126.7. I'm like, no, because just type PF. I let my computer do the math for you.
Yeah, please. I like being able to. I had a strange one. I'd show you, but I'm not prepared for it. But it was this house. It was sort of an open concept, except for it wasn't, because you walked in the door into this living room with it was a 16 to 20 foot sloped ceiling, but you turned to the right and there was a hallway, and the hallway had an open ceiling over to the living room and the kitchen. So there was just this 9-foot wall that came down the hallway. And it wasn't, and we were doing some repairs on this one wall, and there was a heavy hand texture, was a skip trowel, fancy thing. And I wasn't about to measure that wall and try to figure it out, but Matterport gave me the sketch, and I just went in and click, and it was done. It was like and the adjuster is going to say, well, why is this? You know, what's this? And just go, this is wall number 111, wall number 112, and you just show them, and it makes arguments go away in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everything else I tell people all the time. Documentation is your key. It's your friend. And it's just like I sent out a paperwork. I screen grabbed it and put in an estimate today even. And Andy, I don't know if you have this or not, but here, I'll send it to you real quick in Messenger. Let me bring it up real quick. Someone was asking me about helping them justify their replacing. Why is it not letting me do it? Oh, hang on, I'll find it. I gotta find it. They were asking me how to justify like replacing filters on every air scrubber filters on every job.
And
well,
because you don't want to cross contaminate.
I mean, I will say yeah to that, but here's the better part of that comment, the better way to argue that comment there, because who cares? I mean, they're gonna say, well, there was no cross contamination, blah 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 blah.
Well, if it's State Farm, they're going to say, well, you should have cleaned and sanitized the space before planting your equipment. I swear, they come up with a new thing every single day. Any major differences between AccuServe and Wardlaw? One's been screwing people over longer than the other. Just had a claim sent to AccuServe for the first time.
AccuServe is more of a TPA outfit reviewer, whereas Wardlaw is like a freelance reviewer. Is the only thing I would say.
Yeah, Wardlaw is more mercenary. AccuServe works for TPA, but they both try to apply the same rules to non-TPA members, which don't apply. They just don't apply. Need help with how to respond to an adjuster? Here's some context. All right. Eric Daniels, don't you have the Rebel Replies GPT? I mean, let's take a run at it. He built his job. We build 12,009. His comp and repairs and mitigation in one Xactimate estimate. Yeah, travelers can only pay what it can justify. Yeah, that's lame.
Here you go, Andy. I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh, they put it in T&M, and they're refusing the T&M? Yeah, you're going to have to go to the adjuster. I'm sorry, you're going to have to go to the homeowner on that one. Okay, I think I've read this before. Let me download this.
I even especially highlighted it for you.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Why do I have this preview? I don't want this preview.
Click on the
to help prevent cross-contamination, we recommend replacing the HEPA filter after each. I love it.
That ain't me. That's the manufacturer's recommendation. That's why I replace it every time.
All right, folks, you heard it here. Right from Legend Restorations. Legend changed their name. Legend Brands changed their name.
Guess so.
Yeah, there it is. I love it. Wait, is it this? No, this.
The 3 bars on the left side by the word Defender. Click on that. There you go.
Ah, there we go. That's easier to read. Well, what do you know? All right. Well, that's going in every single rebuttal from here this day until I die.
Why don't you open up that calculator I sent you today and try and see what it looks like?
All right, I can do that. Where did I put it? I gotta remember where I put it.
You were on your phone.
Joe,
download it.
I did, and then I put it in. I put it in my Google Drive somewhere. Desktop, documents, downloads. Sorry, folks, we got some dead air here, but it'll be worth it. My drive. What did you call it?
Supporting event calculator.
Okay. SUP. Supporting events. All right. Let's change this. Stop sharing. So this is what Mr. Joe Spears uses to change supporting events to better match the site conditions. All right, you're going to talk me through this once I get it shared up again. Present, share, window. Here we go. Okay, so these are all your categories.
A is all the categories you're going to see in your supporting events. B is the default percentage calculations they're going to have every single time you open up a file.
Now, where are you pulling this from? You're just hand typing it?
Yeah, I just pulled it. I just hand manually entered it.
Okay.
And now
that's going to change every month, isn't it?
No, those are stagnant. Those have been stagnant for years.
Have they? Okay.
Well, it's just efficiency. It's not based on a price or nothing.
Right. So it's a yield.
So we'll back up real quick. So everybody's aware. Let me get something opened up. Dead air time. And then I'll just still let me back up here quick, and I'm going to steal your share real quick. Share screen. Entire screen. Here we go. Share. So every time you guys write an estimate, every activity you do has an efficiency. So if I'm going to say pull in, and the way it works is this here. Let's just say we're going to tear out carpet, FCC. We'll say it's category 3 even. Come on. I haven't been updating my price list lately, so. Request price list. Download Indianapolis, July. All right, so we're in my home city of Indianapolis here.
I pulled. I'm part of a litigation thing happening in Boston right now, and I pulled a price list from 2022, and it was really? So slick. I was like, because I forgot you could do that.
Yeah.
Because this thing's been going for a long time, and they did their thing in Xactimate. Actually, they didn't. They did it time and material, but I wanted to figure out what what a comp price would be, and I was able to just do it. I just pulled down a price list from the zip code 2022, and it's right there.
So for anybody watching, I'm going to give you guys a crash course in this part of Xactimate. So every line item has a direct yield to it, and effectively the direct yield reads. You look at the unit that the line item is, and it says that for this job, you can remove for category 3 carpet, your water techs can remove 114 square feet in 1 hour. So that being said, on a 12 by 12 room, which is 144 square feet, it's going to take one guy an hour and 28 minutes, or it'll take two guys 64 minutes, so 30 minutes to pull the carpet out. That's literally just to pull the carpet out and put it into trash bags. That's not carrying it out of the house. That's not extracting it. That's literally cutting the carpet only, no pad, and putting it in trash bags. 2 guys, 30 minutes for a 12 by 12 bedroom. I guarantee you that if your guys are taking 30 minutes to tear out 1 bedroom of carpet and an empty bedroom with no furniture or nothing, you'd probably be up their ass bitching at them saying they're moving like molasses.
100%.
Now, that being said, though, you can see here, though, that Xactimate says that the total hours is 2 hours and 10 minutes because this is how many hours to do the direct work, and then there's always supporting events in the job. So supporting events is saying that if you work an 8-hour shift, you get 5 minutes of planning, 60 minutes of driving, of total drive time, 20 minutes worth of breaks, blah, 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 blah. So out of an 8-hour shift,
39% of that hour.
583. Out of an 8-hour shift, 3 hours.
39% of the day. Yeah. Okay.
Out of the day, which is about 3 hours and 20 minutes out of every day, is your guys doing everything but literally the line item.
Getting there, going out, taking breaks. Yep.
Doing everything.
Drive time. So in the instance there, that how much drive time is included?
60 minutes total.
60 minutes a day. So if the job site is more than 30 minutes from the shop, you've got to adjust the efficiencies. All right.
So
I've got to stop.
Go ahead and share now.
Hold on.
And what you guys will see. So there's all the default percentages on how much downtime per 8 hours each of the different trade workers or the activities get. Now, when they're working like a demo guy, your guys are getting 39%. When they're working as just a water tech, like monitoring or extraction, there you got a 25% downtime, blah, blah, blah. Every line item, that next box at the top there, every line item has 5 minutes of planning, 60 minutes of drive time, a total of 20 minutes of breaks, and then the next two variables, they fluctuate. Some of them have both, some of them only have one. So, but it doesn't really matter. You don't even have to worry about that box. I just did that for educational purposes. So let's just say the drive is it's an hour. Let's say it's on the very outskirts of our coverage zone. It's an hour all the way there, Andy. So we need to have an hour drive back, which would be, and I put it in 60 minutes, so it's easier for people to calculate. So we need to add 60 minutes to the drive time. All right. And then I would say that most people, they take 2 15-minute breaks, and then they get an hour paid lunch. Maybe 30 minutes of that lunch is paid, 30 minutes unpaid. But I would say, or, even if it's a 30-minute unpaid lunch, everybody takes about 2 15-minute breaks. That's 30 minutes. So you would need to add in at the very bottom there where it says more downtime for breaks. I have 10 minutes added in there, an extra 10 minutes of paid breaks to make it 30. And then these are the other things that you can account for, just some of the ones that popped into my head, like time for setting up, like if you're a roofer and you got to set up tarps. Yeah, it's part of doing business. It's part of the work, but it's lowering your efficiency. So you set up your tarps.
Yes, it is.
If you are having to carry debris to the dumpster or the truck, and let's say, you have a walkout basement, you got to walk out the basement, around the house, up through the gate on the fence to the dumpster. That's going to add more downtime, So
what's your calculation for, this is a big one, the elevator and high rise. This is huge. People don't realize how inefficient your crews are when they're working on the 5th, 6th, 20th floor in a downtown environment where the dumpster is probably not right out front.
And they got to go, and the tech helpers never remembering the tools, and they got to make 7 or 8 trips up and down the elevator.
Up and down, up and down.
I mean, or, hey, we don't want you to park. You can't park out front of the building. You got to park down the street 2 blocks and walk to the building and stuff. These are all things that affect how much work you can get done in an 8-hour shift. So you add them in there. So let's just say, we can clear out that 30 there. The 31, because since you're talking high rise, just zero out that 30. And let's say we're working on the 10th story of a high rise in downtown LA or somewhere. So I'd say that if I'm working on the 10th story, they're probably going to have 2 elevators. They probably give us 1 to blank it up and all, but it's probably going to wait on the elevator because the residents. I'd say it easily would add 30 minutes, 40 minutes a day of extra time. So we'll say an extra 45 minutes a day of downtime. And then they wanted us, instead of parking up front and our trucks couldn't get into the parking garage, we had to park around the back side. That's going to add an extra 15 minutes every day of, or
I think it's more than that. Yeah.
Okay. So now you got these new percentages here.
Okay. So what's that do to our water tech? It takes it from 25 to 55.
Which means that
we've lost another quarter of our day.
Okay, so then, Andy, why don't you open up Xactimate? And
I'm having licensing issues.
That's fine. I'll open mine up here. That's fine.
I'm not going to go any deeper into that.
All right. So
I've been kicked out about 5 times today.
Share screen. Here we go. So, okay. So
I'll remember that number for you. 5521.
Okay. So because we're going to put in a couple line items just to show this. So we'll do category 3 carpet.
I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet over here so we can quote it.
Okay. We're going to take out the tack strip, WTR, tack S. We're going to HEPA vacuum the floor. We're going to clean the floor. And then we're going to spray antimicrobial.
Okay.
And then let's just make sure that all our trades are right. Okay. So right now, to do all this, just to tear out the carpet, you know what? And we'll go ahead and extract. We'll do
the peanut gallery is super quiet today. Where's everybody?
We'll do one thing of extraction. I know some people will say 2, 3. You know what? W or S W. Oh, hang on. EXT. Why can I not think of it? Weight extracted. Oh, I can't do weight extracted S. So we'll just say extract. Right. We'll say heavy. We'll just say regular. We'll just call it cat. Okay. So for a 12 by 12 bedroom, and we'll just say con. We're gonna make this kind of pop a few things up. Moving the contents around in there as well. Okay, so pretty simple. All they did is just take the work done, and that came out to $902. Now, by default, Xactimate is saying this is going to take 10 hours and 76 minutes, or for one person, or for two guys, it's going to take them 5 hours and 40 minutes roughly. 5.5 hours roughly to do this job. Yeah, actually 38, that's 25 minutes. So, 5.5 hours to do all that work. I would say that if all my guys did was move contents, extract, rip out carpet pad and tack strip, and then apply an antimicrobial and clean the floor in a 12 by 12 bedroom, and it took them over half the day, I know I'd gotten my ass chewed out in a heartbeat for not moving fast enough. But now then, we're going to...
And now we put them on the 12th floor.
And as you can see, it triggered the cleaning labor speed, the contents moving speed, the demo speed, and the water tech speed. So you got 4 different speeds here. So our first one was at 20%. What's our new number?
CLN 51.04.
All right. CON, or no, is that CLN or CLN?
CLN.
Okay.
I don't like how Xactimate does that. Oh, that works. Okay.
CON.
4792.
DMO
6979.
And WTR.
Did we do it? We didn't do a total before this. Oh, we have the hours. You tracked them. Okay. WTR is 5521.
So before, when it was like 10 hours, so 5.38 hours, it was 5.38 hours for two guys, 38 hours for two guys. So it was 10.76. Now it's still the same amount of direct hours, but your supporting event hours went up, which means that the same amount of work to be done under the conditions you set is going to take 19.7 or 0.37 hours for one guy. It's going to take it's a long
day. Yep.
It's going to be a long day for them. And because of that, because it's going to be a longer day and everything, instead of $900, it's now $1,500.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not even the additional cost for parking downtown. Anything. Yeah. That's real, folks. And you know the beauty of that? Okay, go to your items. They all turned green, but that doesn't show up when you do.
No, when you print it off, it won't.
The pricing changed?
The unit pricing, because it's how much work can be done within that.
Oh, because your efficiency went down. Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it's just, here's a better example of supporting events, understanding them. RFG ARMV. And let's just say it's a 20 square roof, right? That's the default, $1,295. Everybody always wants to say we need to change our labor trade. Well, if I change this just to RFG, I'm charging the higher amount of rate. But what you need to understand is Xactimate still thinks, and this in a water jet situation, I would say people clean at the same rate regardless of how good you are, because you can, you know, and all. People can only move content so fast. You can only demo so fast. But on a roof, by default, the supporting event is a demo guy. And I would argue that a roofer, by default, let me back up real quick. Hang on. By default, you're paying for a demo laborer that he moves at the speed of a demo laborer. And so he can only get off 1.5 squares per hour. Now, everybody wants to do the RFGARMV, you know, and everybody wants to make this argument to the adjusters. Oh, well, we're certified roofers. We need it. That's why we changed the labor trade. That's fair. That's a fair argument. But here's the problem is, that's the big number, 26. But you didn't do everything. So ARMV, yep. You know, so on this one here, here's what I want to show you guys. I would say that they're moving, that you're going to pay for a roofer.
Change the trade, but you got to change your...
You're going to go down here and you're going to change this here to say they move like a roofer too. Now that by itself is going to take it from the 64 default number and bump it up to 115, which is more obviously, but I would also, but it's less than that, just the RFG. Now here's the other part is, I would like to find out from roofers if they ever would speak in here and tell me. I would say that if a demo guy, a non-skilled demo guy can take a 1.5 squares, which is a 150 square feet of roof off in an hour, I would say that trained roofers probably could take off, I'd say at least 2. Wouldn't you say they could take off a little bit more? So now that number is $93. I can get this paid all day long, and I'm not customizing pricing. I'm literally saying, I will when I do this, I will change this here, and I will print screen this like this. I do a screen grab, and then I'll put it in my note here that says image paste, supporting events and labor both changed to reflect trade and skilled roofer performing the work, and the direct yield has been increased to 2 squares per hour. And I'll add that note there, and then boom, now when the adjuster gets it, he's like, well, why is this price different? You know, it's automatically going to be in my estimate here, where here's the note right here, support, you know, on the note here, and then they can scroll down here and they can see here's my screenshot right there to show that it's labor roofing and 2, and I'm good to go.
Beautiful. You know? I like it a lot. That's good.
You know, it's just like also, I mean, but that's what I made the calculator for. But, you know, it's also guys like this here. HEPA W. There's no A. There's no after hours rates. If I have to go in here, it's 77 cents. Hang on. I like hitting enter here so I can see the number down here. So it's 77 cents a square foot. So 77 times 0.5 is 38.50, 0.385. So this is going to be 0.39 under market conditions. And now I'm charging time and a half I'm not changing the material cost. I'm not affecting the equipment cost, but my labor rate is now being charged at time and a half instead of just straight time for after hours work. If you're doing cleaning, clean studs. I'm making it a water guy. $1.27.
And this is to accommodate for after hours because Xactimate doesn't have an after hours.
Correct. So now I'm charging 64 cents an hour there.
Nice.
And just like I did with the roofing, I'll take a screenshot of, I don't have to take the bottom part here. I just take a screenshot here and say 39 cents added to 77 cents to account for after hour charges. Like, that's the kind of stuff. And if you're, this is what I will say, and I'll be honest with everybody. If you're let me stop sharing because that just made the screen look really crazy. If you're a roofer only, this is personal experience when we're doing this for so long. If you're a roofing contractor, they're going to fight you every tooth and nail the way they can. And I know that. And I wish I could tell you that my tricks of the trade there and Xactimate stuff will work for you all the time. I would say that honestly, most roofing adjusters are going to tell you to kick rocks no matter what. And I hate saying that and all, but it's got about a 40% success rate right now. That being said, if you're in the water mitigation game and you're on the interior reconstruction game, I get all these things paid for on my water mitigation jobs all the time, whether it's from Wardball, Fast Team, AccuServe. Like I can get them paid because I show them the question's already answered. They can see I'm not adjusting the price manually. I'm using the system correctly. And I've got them paid in full. I've had numerous files paid in full from like Wardlaw and them all. And they're like, you're not doing it wrong. We don't have a good justifiable reason not to pay this. And they end up paying it.
Right.
But yeah, that makes it so much easier.
It does. All right, let's take the last couple minutes we got here. Let's read the mail. Let's go through the group. David Hodge is about to put an image in my head that I can't unsee. Thanks, David. I don't want to think about you shirtless on a pinup calendar, but now I have to. That's funny. I want a copy of that calendar now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. There you go, Ed. Shut up. Take my money. All right. What do we got? Who is near Cyprus? Okay. Yeah, I like networking. That's good. Does anyone have any comments about the DKI Pro Supply Network? Do you know anything about it, Joe?
I thought DKI, kind of fell apart a couple of years ago. Like, I don't know too much about DKI anymore. Everybody I knew kind of got out of it. They used it for like a couple of storms and networked internally, and then they bounced out of it.
Yeah, no comments either. All right, jump in there, boys, if you know something, boys and girls. All right, what are your best tips for dealing with heavy tobacco smoke? I'll tell you here's what I like to do. I do some sort of serum to get it nice and loose. I spray it down with serum, give it some dwell time. I'll do a heavy hand clean with some good detergent. And then my favorite thing to do before we seal it up is biosweep, hydrogen peroxide gas and ozone.
I don't think serum is. I know it's not marketed for, but I don't know if you're supposed to use serum in that fashion, there, Andy.
I'm using the wrong word.
I recommend.
It's like an enzyme. I'm sorry, an enzyme cleaner.
I would recommend going out and getting Unsoot's liquid wall wash chemical. It'll melt the tobacco right off the walls. It's great for Unsoot. Is it Unsmoke or Unsoot? I think it's Unsoot. Liquid wall wash. Is it?
I think it's Unsmoke. Yeah.
It's Unsmoke or Unsoot. I forget which, but liquid wall wash your walls clean. It'll literally, you spray that on the walls in a pump sprayer, it'll just drip down the walls, melt off. You clean your walls with a heavy cleaning, and then I like the biosweeping a lot. I think biosweep does a good job of getting in nooks and crannies, and then you seal it up and you're good to go.
Yeah, I would probably pull all the baseboards. Depending on a heavy, pull the baseboards, pull the trim, get a way to get air in that biosweep, hydrogen peroxide gas into the wall cavity, because it's in there. All right, let's keep going here. Oh, this sucked. Yeah, a year ago today, his shop flooded, and then it flooded again today. I'm sorry, Christopher. That really sucks. What part of the world is he in? I wonder. Paul Davis, Vermont?
No, that's where he went to college.
Okay, interesting. That sucks. That really does. Okay, who uses GPS tracking on the equipment, and what company do you use? Well, it's going to be Kahi all day long. What do you think, Joe?
Kahi. I mean, I think they have the best system overall.
They do. It's well thought out. It's purpose built, built by a restorer for restorers. It's the way to go. And they're getting integrated with Encircle, I think.
I've heard whispers or something like that, but I'm not sure.
And maybe Dash. I mean, they've got a lot of software integrations. I know for sure Albiware they're integrated with. So, and that's what, when it comes to technology these days, if it's not API integrated with other things, what's the point? There's no reason for everything not to be talking to itself. I mean, everything from your front office to your back office needs to be integrated all the way through, soup to nuts. Okay, any companies in the Tampa surrounding area look for mid-level manager. All right, well, good luck to you. Who do I have in the west side of Houston who can... West side of Houston? You're asking... Oh, Zach. What's up, Zach? Yeah. Houston? Really, Zach? You know better than to ask that. Everyone needs something in Houston these days. But okay. Commercial property. Okay. Yeah, look it up if you're there. If you need some extra work. All right, there's the sexiness right there. What else we got here? Storage vaults.
Need them in Dallas. Shocking.
Shocking. Stocking up. Okay. Yeah, keep going. AccuServe Solutions, worth it. Man, I don't know. Florida. Here's where I'm at. I wouldn't do business in Florida without being on a program. I don't think.
No,
otherwise, just
one of my good. Honestly, I wouldn't do. Honestly, if you want to lose money, do work in Florida. Like, unless you've already got an established reputation in Florida, don't touch Florida. Don't go into Florida. Stay away from Florida.
I don't know, Wilcox. I don't know the answer to that question. No, here's the deal. Here's with the managed repair programs they have in Florida. If you're part of the managed repair program, if the insured says yes, I'll use your preferred vendor, that oftentimes wipes out these 5 and 10K caps. The only way to get around the 5 and 10K caps is within the program. Right. So, I mean, that's what my argument, someone from Florida, correct me if I'm wrong. But if you don't go with a preferred vendor, you do have a 5 and 10K cap, depending on your policy.
So one of our commenters just asked a question about arguing about the smell from the VOCs of putting on like a flat roof leaking into a property.
Yeah. I don't, particulate counter. There's like VOC counters out there.
Is there a particle counter that'll count? Okay, I thought he was asking for like an argument counter, like countering an argument.
No.
Our particulate counter, I mean, they probably do sell air system or air stuff, but I'm sure you'd have to talk to like EMSL or somebody. I would reach out to like EMSL laboratories. They probably would have the right tools for that there.
Yeah, well, a good hygienist has that in their bag.
Yeah, but
I mean, hygienist or CIH.
Yeah.
Pros and cons to Encircle. I am a fan.
I love Encircle, but I'll give you the cons. Expensive as hell. 1 year, you're locked in for 1 year. And while yes, Hydro is pretty good about documenting for logging your equipment and for photographing and everything else, I personally think it's rather garbage for demo notes and for documenting your paperwork. I think it's very convoluted.
It leaves you wanting, for sure. There's better stuff out there.
If you are looking for if you're looking into doing an Encircle program, this is what I tell everybody. If you need, like, for the price you pay on an annual contract, if you have a large operation, Encircle is the way to go. But if you're only like a 2, 3, 4 man operation, if you have less than 5 people that need to be using are going to be in the field using the system, look into Rocket Plan. Rocket Plan has it's very, very comparable. I mean, it's like saying Target or Big Lots. You know, I mean, it's kind of like Encircle Light, but it's last time I talked to them, they bill on a month-to-month basis, and as long as you need only 5 or less employee access points, they come out way cheaper than Encircle. And, you know, like I said, if you get into a downtime and you ain't got no work in, you can let it lapse for a minute and then go back to it.
There's another one, Restoration, I think OS. There we go. Yeah, there it is. I'll put that in the chat. Restoration-os.com. Mitch Byram doing some cool things out there. So if you're shopping for an Encircle-esque, there's another option in the land.
But I mean, getting Encircle is truly like buying the Rolls Royce of the programs now.
There's a reason there's Encircle certified in the top right hand corner of this screen right now. So read into that what you will. Okay, hell, I'm looking for a software that help us manage project progress. Dump the Xactimate ESX file and be able to mark tasks completed digitally. That's an ask. I don't know.
Job Nimbus.
Okay. Yep.
Job Nimbus, a Dash. But Dash is like $5,000 a month or $5,000 a year last I heard. Like, it's just too much for it.
Dad?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
In a few minutes.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're almost done, sweetheart.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're so welcome. All right. And shout out to the group. Let's end on this one. I had an ask. I wanted you guys to send me some T&M rate sheets for a file I'm working right now. And you guys came through. I got emails today from folks across the country, and I got what I needed. So thank you, Restoration Rebels, for coming through for me. Mike is also changing their pricing.
Well, that's because Mika, you say Micah, I say Mika. It's because Mika's about to be releasing Mika 2.0 to compete with Encircle because their old system like using like a Windows 97 product and it sucks. But I mean, I'll be interested in seeing the new one.
Yeah, me too. So, all right. Well, Restoration Nation, see you guys.
You want to say bye to
everybody? Like Joe's got some. Bye. Blow kisses. All right. Well, should we go 2 weeks or we should go next week? What do you think?
I mean, I ain't got a lot going on. I'm fine with going every week. I mean, I feel like it was a good idea to slow it down a bit, but I feel like it's spaced it out to the point where people forget which week it is on, and we're not getting I mean, I'd rather us sit here and talk to each other and people watch videos each week than for people just to miss it all together.
Yeah. Actually, next week's terrible for me.
Okay.
I'm backed up, but I'll put something on the schedule and give you guys more notice than 4 hours next time. So, Joe, good to see you, man.
Good seeing you too, Andy.
Yeah. Let's see you guys next time.